This is weird. Hi everybody, welcome to my birthday video. I wanted to do this one for you guys, and this video is either going to get really short or very long and very unhinged, because as you guess by the title, I'm going to get a little bit personal. Yeah, it's been a year since I've been here on YouTube, and I feel like some of you don't really know me, and there's this question that a lot of people ask me, a lot of people who are close to me have asked me, and today I want to answer them publicly. Okay, so yeah, welcome to my birthday video, and yeah, let's get into it. I really wanted to get personal and very weird out here, pretty much like myself, but the minute the camera is on, I find myself switching to serious mood, you know. Yeah, I really want to, but I can't. Anyway, so what I'm gonna talk about today is the title of my video is Habits That Has Helped Me Stay Disciplined and Celebrate My Entire Life. And I have my outline on my laptop so that I can stay on course, because I'm terrible at staying on course. Probably why I'm not a good storyteller, because by the time I finish retelling a specific topic or story, I would have diverted like 10 times into different directions. So that's why I keep my videos outlined, so that I'll stay on course. So if you see me looking down, don't worry, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at what I've prepared, okay? So habits that has helped me stay disciplined and celebrate my entire life. And I'll be answering some of the misconceptions around celibacy and among other things if we get there, okay? So yeah, what are the habits? And in our recent times, probably one of the topics that Gen Z struggle with is around sex and sexuality, and especially as a Christian, we are told to stay away from premarital sex, which is sex outside of marriage. And so a lot of people struggle with it. A lot of youth in the church struggle with this a lot. So some of them are not keeping it, which I don't blame them. It's difficult to keep, from doing that. It's one of the few pleasures in life. So, but then God in his wisdom said we should be doing it in marriage, right? And to be frank with you, I agree with him. You shouldn't be sharing your body with just anybody. Yeah. So God in his wisdom said that we should keep it cute, keep it cute with one person. But then a lot of people struggle with it, like I said. And today I want to help you guys, right? And I don't come with this topic from a place of moral superiority and high-mindedness. Nah, I hate those words. No, I am not special. Yeah, before you put me on a pedestal, let me disappoint you, okay? I'm not special, and I don't have any superpowers, and I'm not stronger than anyone else, frankly. The reason why I'm like this is because I'm very picky. Well, first, because I fear God, and second is because humanly, right? Yeah. When I was a kid, when it rained, I used to not step out of my house when it rained, because we lived in a muddy, like we didn't have tiled houses and stuff, so the whole place would be muddy. And if you go outside in the neighbors, you see spirogyra, and I'm like, nah. So my mom knows me so well. So whenever I step out, I'll get rashes on my body. I'll get little pimples on my body and rashes, and I just hated that. That's what my local language says. It means metramahu, but then in the English word, it means I'm very picky. Yeah, churches, yeah. And I'm not really ashamed of that. That's who I am. So, yeah, in fact, I'm just very picky. But beyond that, there are a few habits and boundaries that have genuinely made discipline easier for me. Some of them are just who I am. I didn't really struggle to develop it. It's just who I am. And some of them I had to put discipline on the table and work it through. So that's why I'm sharing this today, not because I am better than anyone, but because there are things that have helped me that I would like to share. So the first one is I know my body. Yeah. Contrary to what the church has been teaching you that, oh, stay away from anything, it's hard when you don't even know your body. How are you going to stop your body from, or discern when your body wants to take you to places you don't want to go, right? So I know my body. The first thing is that I've learned to understand my body, and I know my circle. There are 4 circles. I took a course in family, a family course back in college, right? Family health, yeah, it's called family health. I took a course back in college called family health, and we were taught all these things. So I know my body, I know my circle, and I know when my hormones are doing what hormones do. Yeah, instead of pretending that those moments don't exist, I prepare for them. Sometimes we think self-control starts when temptation shows up, but I think it starts with self-awareness. When you are aware of who you are, the more you understand yourself, the wiser you make decisions. So there are 4 phases. There's a menstrual phase, there's a follicular phase, there's a luteal phase, and then there's a ovulation phase. Now, the ovulation phase is right after the menstrual phase, right? Right after the menstrual phase, the few 1 or 2 days in between the menstrual phase and the luteal phase is where the battle is. That's when your body starts preparing to welcome a sperm. I'm talking to women, of course, preparing to welcome a sperm so that they can form a baby. So it's like when animals are on heat. Sorry that I made that comparison, but that's the only way for you to understand. It's like when animals or cats and dogs are on heat. You see the way they lose control? That's exactly what that is. With us, it's a little bit contained because we are humans, of course. We have a higher intelligence than the animals, but then exactly how it is, those moments are when your body's preparing to welcome a sperm, and so your body does what it needs to do so that it can actively help you get that sperm. So during those 2 days, it's not very long. It's 1, 2, 3 days. Longer will be 4, but then sometimes even 1 day. But then 1, 2, 3 days, that's when it's very heightened, very, very heightened. And one of my friends called me the other day, like, Liz, I'm struggling out here. I'm like, oh, just take a cold water, take a cold bath or something. You'll be okay. Anyway, so that's that. I know my body, I know my circle, and I put measures in place during those times. Okay, so if you want that measures, that will be like a separate video, so you have to tell me in the comments if you do. So let's move on to the second part. The second part is that I guard what enters my mind. Okay, I don't entertain explicit content. I don't watch X-rated videos. I don't even watch Hollywood movies because Hollywood movies can be very X-rated. The only movies I allow myself to watch are K-dramas. And why K-dramas? Because they're very safe. They're very safe. They're very safe. Like Korea is a very conservative society, right? They're not very open to Western culture like that. Although they are developed technologically, but they are very society-wise, mental-wise, they are still very much conservative, and so their movies are very contained. So that's one of the reasons why I like K-dramas. So I don't watch porn, not sexually explicit videos, not even with movies. I usually skip scenes or avoid content that heavily sexualize people. Some people may think that that's extreme, but that's how my mind works. The more you give your mind things to think about, the more you put yourself in danger, and I don't want to put myself in danger. So I don't plan those things in my mind. Yeah, that's the second one. The third one is that I don't lead men on. Me and men, there's a big distance between us. I work with them, I interact with them. Well, I mean, we are in society, right? You gotta work with them in some way. So I interact with them, I'm friends with some, but I don't lead men on. If I don't like you, and most of the times I don't, I tell them, I turn them off. I mean, I stop them right there. If you say you like me, I'll tell you I don't. So you can move on very fast, okay? Don't hang up on me because I'll disappoint you. So I never enjoy flirting with anyone. I don't even flirt. If I don't genuinely like someone, I don't create emotional confusion. I don't lead them on. I don't take their money. I don't want to be indebted to with a man. So I don't take anything they have to offer me. No. And honestly, I'm hardly being attracted to many men in my life. I don't get attracted to men easily. That's one of my challenges, right? So many women will see a man and they'll be, oh, he's cute, oh, he's this, but I'm not like that. All my life, I'll be 26 I'm 26, right? And all my 26 years of living, the first man I was attracted to was when I was in my teens. He was my first boyfriend. The second man I was attracted to was when I was 19. We never dated. And in between that, I've been attracted to a few men, but then it never goes beyond 2 or 3 days. I shut it off because I have priorities, and romantic relationships are not top of my priority. And because of that, I don't allow myself to entertain those thoughts. So, I've hardly been attracted to men in my life, and if I count them, it's fewer than 5. Like I said, it's fewer than 5, very few. So I naturally keep things very simple. I keep it cute, I keep it respectful, and I keep it moving. Recently, one of the recent pursuers that I had, he said he liked me, and I told him I don't like you, but still was trying to get my number. And I told him I don't want to give you my number. So what are we gonna do? I mean, we have to reach a compromise. We have to reach a middle ground. You want my number? I don't want to give you my number. So what are we gonna do? And I could see when the realization dawned on her that you're not gonna get your way with this girl because she's not willing to bend and you're not willing to bend. So how will we go? Like Amos said, how will one work together unless they agree? We have not agreed, so how will we work together? So he turned back and walked to wherever he was going, and I enjoyed the rest of my day. So the fourth one is that my life is already very full. I have a very full life. I genuinely enjoy having things to do. I like being busy. And if I'm not busy, I'm watching a movie or reading a book. Yeah, if I'm not busy doing something that gets me closer to my purpose, if I'm not busy loving other people around me, I am busy watching a movie or reading a book. Yeah, I'm very intellectually driven. I don't like being incompetent, and so I always want to improve. I always want to have something to munch on, my mind to munch on, that is intellectually sound. Yeah, so I love reading. I love content creating. Create content like I'm doing right now. I enjoy learning, like I said. I enjoy picking up new things. I love baking. I went to a baking class last year, so I have baking skills. And I have dreams I'm building. Honestly. My life is full. So when your life has a purpose, you spend less time looking for someone to complete your life for you. You spend less time thinking about other people. Yeah, because you have a purpose. And so your life has the direction. And because you're actively working towards that direction, you have minimal time to indulge in things that does not serve that purpose. That's the fourth one. So the fifth one is that physical boundaries has always been natural for me. This one always makes people laugh, but I don't like people touching me. I don't like being disturbed. I don't like people touching me. If you're someone who always wants me to touch you, I get very annoyed. I don't like people touching me. And especially if I don't like you. If you see me touching someone, it's because I genuinely like that person. And most of the time it's with my girls, my friends. I genuinely like them. So I disturb them, I hug them, like my friend Millicent. She's like a teddy bear. She's like a teddy bear. So I disturb her all the time. Because I genuinely like her. But then, yeah, I don't like touching. And the thought of going to sleep with a man is kind of icky to me, right? It's very icky to me because I don't know what will make me do that, except I genuinely like that person. And I haven't met someone I genuinely like that I want to start dating yet. The ones I've been attracted to and the ones I genuinely liked before, we couldn't date for various reasons known to us that I'm not going to share. We couldn't date, but then I have not met anyone else that I have liked to that extreme. Those people are the only ones I can imagine myself laying down on the same bed with. Like I said, I am weird and very picky. Number 6 is that my standards are a little bit too high. Stay with me. I don't think I'm better than anybody. No. But when you've been reading books since before you were a teenager, romantic books, like well-written books about ideal men, you've been reading them for a long time. You've been watching movies that put men at a certain standard and they meet that standard for a very long time. It shapes the way you see the world. It shapes the way you see men. And most of the men out here, not all of them, there are rare ones out here, there are exceptions, but most of the men out here don't have it. They are not it, right? Character-wise, emotional maturity-wise, intellectual-wise, they're not it. Family-oriented wise, they're not it. And like I said, I'm not saying all men, but the ones I've been meeting have not been meeting the pair. They're not been meeting the standards. And it's because that the man I want to be with also wants to be with a certain kind of woman. That's why I've not rushed into a relationship, because I'm not there with that certain kind of woman yet. I'm yet to get to that height of that certain kind of woman that the man I would like to be with also wants to be with. That's why I'm in my little corner working on myself and building myself and building things so that when the time comes, we will be at pair with each other, right? Because one thing I don't want to do is settle. Yeah, I don't want to settle. Fictional men are seriously, they'll raise your standards. Yeah, if you read books, they'll raise your standards. But the sad thing is, fictional men are not men in reality. Yeah, fictional men also have their issues, but there's always a character development at the end of the book. But in real life, most people aren't really aware of the things they have to develop, the characters they have to develop, so they are very stagnant in growth. And because of that, there are a lot of unqualified husband materials out there for me. For me, please, also women will gladly be with you. Okay, so reading also taught me to value someone's character, and to value integrity and faithfulness and kindness and wisdom and emotional maturity, like I said. So somewhere along the way, I decided that I'd rather wait than settle. And I've never regretted that decision. I'm not afraid of being alone. I'm not one of those women you can threaten with, oh, if you don't get married at this age, or if you don't do this at this age, you're gonna be alone. That's my 7th point. I genuinely enjoy being alone. I've been alone my whole life. Most of my friends, my greatest friends, are all not in my vicinity. They are all people living in other regions, other cities. I've never had my friend living close to me or in the same neighborhood. So most of my friendships are over the net, over the internet, right? So I have always been alone. And I enjoy being alone. I enjoy solitude, right? I'm not offended by it. I don't think it's sad. I enjoy it. So much so that I want to build my dream house in the middle of the forest, away from civilization, so that me and my family can make a little hutch for ourselves, a little ranch, a little community-like environment house, so that me and my family and a small group of friends will live there in the middle of the forest, near a mountain. Probably we would like to have streams or a sea nearby, but that's the dream for me. I don't want to be in the noise, in the city, civilized people, no. So I genuinely like being alone. So you can't threaten me with loneliness. I have a lot of things to do I have so much things to do that I don't have time to think about how alone I am. If I'm alone, or if I feel lonely, I read a book, I watch a movie, and I sleep. It's no big deal. So, yeah, I enjoy my own company, and silence doesn't scare me. I'm also not afraid to start afresh with people. So if I feel like a group of people are not serving me, or we are not serving each other, and I feel like the relationship is going nowhere, or I don't see a future in that relationship, I would dissolve that relationship and start afresh with someone else. I'm not afraid to start over. So yeah, my peace is the number one thing that I got with my life. Why? Because I did not grow up in a very peaceful house, right? I did not grow up in a very peaceful house. I grew up in a very destructive, a very chaotic household where I was always on edge. I was always hyperventilating, like always alert, vigilant, because I never knew what was gonna happen next. That was the kind of household I grew up in. So growing up, I always pictured being alone, pictured living alone, pictured having solitude. And so, guys, I love being alone. So, contentment is powerful. I'm content. And I don't think I need another human being to make my life complete or to make my life better. I feel like if someone comes to my life, yeah, they should be able to make my life better, and I should be able to make their life better. But when they're not around, my life is also already very better. Yeah, that's my mindset. And no matter how long it takes for me to meet someone worthy and rightful for me to be with, I have a very content and a very better life, a very full content life, and I have purposes to fulfill. I have a purpose to fulfill. I have things to do. I have a destiny to arrive. I have dreams and goals that I want to achieve. I've set a goal for the next 10 years of my life, and I'm actively right now working towards achieving that goal. And whether the man comes in or not, that goal will be achieved, and I will still have a very full and complete life. So that's one of the messages I want to put across. You don't have to wait for a man to be complete. That's why I'm advocating for people who are yet to enter marriage to find contentment in themselves, because you don't have a sad life. You don't have a sad life. You just have a life that you are not lived to the fullest yet. There's a lot of things I want to do. And I have planned my life so much about myself that if a man doesn't come, I will also fulfill all those goals and those visions and those dreams. I don't need a man to fulfill them, right? But if the man comes out, fine, you go along. But if he doesn't come out, my life is already full. Do you get it? Exactly. Please pardon the noise, right? There's a church around here. They are doing their thing, churches. So yeah. Yeah. So I also want to leave you with some misunderstanding about celibacy, right? People have certain misunderstanding about being celibate, right? For me, I've been celibate my entire life. So some people will say, I don't want to say the word, but I'm gonna put a tiny text here on the screen. But I don't want to say the word because the word has been degraded and has been looked upon, has been frowned upon. Some people use it for juju. I don't like that word. I like the word celibacy. That's why I'm using that word, celibacy. And I don't think it really makes a difference. I'm just sharing my journey and my story and what has helped me in case anyone out there want to begin a celibacy journey, although you've already been with someone before. It doesn't matter. If you want to begin a celibacy journey, this video is also for you. If you're already celibate your entire life, this video is also for you. I would highly recommend keeping yourself to yourself and not being with a lot of men, because the disadvantages for you as a woman is more than the man. Yeah. Psychologically, physiologically, and sometimes even spiritually. The disadvantages is higher for you as a woman than the man, and you don't want to put yourself in that category. Okay. So one of the things, misconceptions about celibacy is that some people think because I hate men. I've already said it before here that I don't hate men. I'm cautious of them. I'm cautious of them because men has lived in a society that has created a system that made them a certain type of way. And the way that they are and the way that they think and behave is not favorable to me as a woman. So I'm very cautious around men. very cautious around. I'm not safe around men. I don't feel safe around men. The men I feel safe with are the men I've cultivated a relationship with over time, and they have earned my trust. Those are the men I feel safe with. The rest of them, I don't feel safe around them. So I'm very cautious towards them. I don't think any negative feelings towards them. I don't hate them, but I'm very cautious around them. And it's not because I believe relationships are bad. Companionship is essential for anybody really. You don't really need it to live, but it's good if you have it. Companionship is good. Whether you find it in a romantic partner or you find it in a platonic relationship, companionship is essential. It's good, right? And I want genuine companionship, someone who knows you, sees you, feels you, just in and out, and you're able to completely be yourself around, and you're completely safe around. I want that for everybody and every woman out there. It's not because I hate relationships, it's just that I have not found the one yet. Not the one. Sorry for that word. I've not found a person like that yet for me. Yeah, and it's not because nobody has shown interest in me. Frankly speaking, I've had four marriage proposals in my 26 years of living. My first serious marriage proposal was when I was 19 years old. Yeah, a pastor approached me and told me that he would like to marry me to his son in the Lord. Yeah, until he found out my age, he wanted to marry me to that man. He was serious, wanted to meet my family and everything. Yeah, the next one, the same. The third one, like the last one, the same. As a matter of fact, the last one, I was on my way, I was traveling, and I met him in the place, and after a few encounters, he was eagerly wanting to meet my parents, because he's like, I gotta marry this girl. But then I'm not really excited about marriage, because I came from a place or a background where marriage was not really exciting. My parents' marriage were not the best. My auntie's marriage were not the best. I did not have a good marriage material role models around me, and it made me very selfish in that way. So I'm not really excited about marriage. Recently, last year, I came up with a journal in my attempt to correct the things that I saw when I was a kid. I came out with a journal in the best way that I knew I could affect people universally, to pray for their husbands. But then now I realize prayer is not enough. You need character reconstruction, and that's what I'm doing. So yeah, it's not because I've never been tempted or attracted. Oh, I have. I really have. But then, like I said, I'm still human. But then I always find a way around it. I have feelings, I have desires, and I notice people too. Yeah, I notice people, especially when I'm watching K-dramas. The men are so handsome. Yeah, so I notice them. But then, well, I think the difference is that my choices are connected to what I value. Yeah, I don't see celibacy as just avoiding something. For me, it's also about building myself and protecting my peace, understanding who I am, and being intentional about the kind of life and relationship I want. Because discipline is not built in the moment of temptation, it's built in the small decisions you make every day before that moment arrives. And the things you watch, the conversations you entertain, the boundaries you set, and the life you create for yourself, all leads up to these disciplines. Before I end, maybe I should add a little Q&A at the end, okay? Something that you might be thinking, I want to answer them. So, have you ever been tempted? Of course, I've been tempted. The last guy I liked, I wanted to tie him down so bad. Why? Because he was perfect for me, right? I've never seen a man like him in my entire life. And I wanted me and him to be together, because I hardly, like I said, get attracted to men. And so for me to be attracted to him, like him, and want to marry him, I just wanted him to be for me so bad that I can never ever look at a man again. But unfortunately, he was not for it. I got rejected. Yeah, in a good way though. How? I'll tell you that in another story someday. But have you ever wanted a boyfriend? Yeah. Have I? I don't Seriously, my friends come to me with relationship issues and I advise them all the time. And the men that they are meeting, if they are the species of men out there, I don't want them. Yeah, I'd rather be alone. If they are the species of men out there. Because all I see my girlfriends doing is that they are settling. Yeah, including the Christian men. They are settling. And so, in this context, I can't really answer. I've wanted a companion. I've wanted a partner. So yeah, I've wanted a partner. Boyfriend seems a bit loose. Yeah. Have you ever kissed anyone? Oh yeah, I have. I kissed someone when I was, should I say the age? I was very young. I won't say the age, but I was very young. My first boyfriend. I kissed him. Yeah. I've kissed someone before. Have you ever fallen in love? Yeah. The last guy I liked, I really loved him. It took me a while to get over him, but yeah, I'm over him. So if you see this, hi. I'm over you. So yeah, I've been in love before. Yeah. Do you think celibacy is easy? This one is subjective, right? I can't speak for everybody, but I think it's easy for me because I don't know what I'm missing out on. So I don't know what I'm missing. So, and so far what I've been doing has been helping me. So, and I've I've not mastered it. Please, God, don't bring any temptation my way. I beg you. I've not mastered it. I'm okay right now. So temptation is not easy generally, but with the right habits, it can be easy. With the right awareness, the right education, and the right habits, it can be easy. Are your standards too high? Are my standards too high? Not really. Someone once said, a friend once told me that, Lizzie, I'm waiting for the man you ever be with because right now it seems like only Jesus can be with you. And I said, yeah, only Jesus can be with me. So if you don't have a Jesus character, don't come around me because I will not hesitate to kick you out. I don't think if Jesus is as higher standards, then I have high standards. And I don't feel bad about it. Yeah, you cannot guilt trip me into lowering my standards. Because what I see a lot of women doing is settling. And I feel bad for them, but then they are bought into societal pressures and so they end up settling. Yeah. But I don't care about any of that. And before anyone comments, oh, wait till you're 60, I can't wait till I get that age. Charlie, when I reflect back in the things I've built and the life I've lived, the places I've traveled to, the people I've met, the communities I've built, I can't wait to get there. So you can't guilt trip me with old age. Oh, God. So what if you never get married? I'll be okay with it. Oh, yeah, I'll be okay with it. Like I said, I'm content. I have a very content life. And I feel like marriage hinders women. Yeah, that's my opinion though. If you're married and you think you're not hindered, that's your opinion too. But from a generally overview, I think marriage hinders women and the kind of life I want to live, except I get a very understanding partner, I cannot live it in an average marriage setting. So if I never get married, it would just be a chance for me to be me and do more and it's just a chance for me to live live fully. Yeah, so I'm not threatened by that idea. I used to be, but I've worked on it, so I'm not threatened by the idea now. So yeah. Do men intimidate you? No. I am cautious with men because you can never trust a woman with a man. I'm cautious with men, but they don't intimidate me. They don't intimidate me in a sense, but I'm afraid of their violence and dysregulation of their emotions that leads to outbursts that can harm any woman in their path. That I'm afraid of and that I'm cautious of. But I'm not afraid. I'm not intimidated by them. I hope I make sense. I'm not shy of them, but I'm cautious of them. Maybe that's why it's easier for me. Yeah. Have you ever regretted not doing it? No. You guys, skin to skin is a serious business. So skin to skin, skin to skin. Hey, how long have we been talking? Hey, this video will be 1 hour long. Huh. So yeah. Yeah, I've never regretted it. What will break your celibacy? If a man is able to meet my standards and I'm okay with him and he's okay with me, my celibacy will be broken. Yeah, my friends think I'm weird and strange, but it's expected. That's who I am. I think that everybody should remain celibate for safety's sake. Yeah. Remain celibate for safety's sake. Yeah. So that's it. That's my birthday gift to you. It's my birthday video. Thank you all for coming around. See you in my next video. Bye. Please subscribe.